Hi friends, here's a short sequence for you. Again, resistance band on the feet, you don't need it, but it's helpful in terms of giving extra feedback to the brain, but also adding resistance encourages more muscle engagement as well as strengthening the muscles themselves. So coming onto all fours, hands under armpits or slightly forward of the armpits, and then the toes tucked behind you. I'm going to take a breath in here. On an exhale, I'm going to think engage the pelvic floor, wrap the belly up and away from the yoga mat, and then stretch my left leg back behind me. And while there's some weight shift to the right side, I don't want it to be massive. I'm going to keep my left toes on the floor, keep the left leg straight, and imagine trying to lift the left foot up, but keeping it down. On my next exhale, I'm going to reach the right arm out in front of me. On an inhale, sweep the right arm down by my side. Exhale, sweep the arm to a T and then alongside the ear. Inhale, sweep it back towards my hip. Exhale, sweep the right arm back to the ear. Inhale to the hip and exhale overhead. Now inhale, bring the right hand down. Exhale, lift the left leg into the air. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift the left leg. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. And as I continue to lower and lift, I'm thinking about keeping my back ribs up towards the ceiling so that I'm not going into trying to lift my leg out from my lower back, but rather keeping that strength and stability through my trunk. So I'm getting my glute and hamstring on that left side to fire. And then I'm going to hold the left leg up, and I'm really going to think about my outer right hip also coming into the picture here. Pulling the feet away from one another in what we would call abduction. Take another breath in here and another breath out. Simply release the left knee down. Inhale, lift the gaze, lift the sits bones, go into extension of the spine. Exhale, cat the back, drop the head, drop the tailbone. Again, inhale, going into the cow pose here. And then exhale, going into the cat pose. From there, we're going to come back to a neutral position of the spine. Armpits over the wrist or slightly behind the wrist. Tuck the toes behind you. Taking a breath in here. Exhale, find pelvic floor engagement. TA's wrapping, slide the right leg back behind you. And I'm not just pushing it back in space because that's just going to take my hips back in space, but I'm reaching back. And then I have this idea that I could lift my right leg into the air, but my toes stay on the floor. On my next exhale, I'm going to reach the opposite arm forward. Inhale, sweep the left arm to the left and towards the left hip. Exhale, sweep the arm to the left and over towards the left cheek. Inhale, I'm going to sweep it down. Exhale, sweeping up, all the while lifting up out of my right shoulder as I take the left arm to the left. Exhale, overhead. Now inhale, release the left hand down. Keep the back ribs lifting here. And then exhale, lift the right leg into the air. Inhale, lower the toes to the floor. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. A few more times. Trying to keep that right leg straight as you lift the leg into the air. Right, if this is too much with the resistance band, do it without the resistance band till you find that stability and coordination. The next time the right leg goes in the air, I'm going to hold it into the air. And again, I'm trying to pull my feet out to the sides away from one another. So I'm definitely getting more hip activation here, keeping the right side of the pelvis fairly level with the left side of the pelvis. And then releasing the right knee down. Inhale, extend the spine, point the toes. Exhale, cat the back. And this time, moving the knees slightly apart, taking the hips back towards the heels. Don't worry about the band if it's on the feet. And you can put the head down on the floor. I prefer a block under my head as I let the forearms come down. Right, let there be space between the knees so that you can really find the release of the hips and the pelvic floor here. This is a stretch, perhaps for your lower back, perhaps for your outer hips, and perhaps for that pelvic floor. Take another breath in here and another breath out.